No, this will work just fine.
Game number 6 on a long list of great games. Archbishop Mitty takes on Campolindo, and the D2 state champions. And this is going to be a great matchup of the many we've seen here at the NorCal Tip-Off Classic. And I'm joined by my play-by-play partner, Ben Ross. Welcome, Ben.
Oh, good to be here. I'm glad, a little bit late, but here for a couple of really good games tonight. Mitty and Campo, I'm excited for this next one. It sounds like you've had a good 6 games so far, or I guess 5 games so far.
Most certainly, and you've got quality basketball teams, quality programs, and coaches that help support us. Yep. So it makes it easy to do these games. And you got Tim Kennedy, the head coach, in his 11th season, has won 2 CIF titles. Last year, they lost in the opening round of the CIF Open, but then were the CCS section Open champions. And Tim Kennedy, the all-time leading scorer in the history of Sarah High School, and one of the long list of coaches who is the Get It Club of NorCal Sports TV. And then Campolindo, coached by Stephen Dyer, a Campo alum, is in his 4th season, and last year they went on quite a run. They were the D3 runner-up and lost to Salesian, but then came back and won the D2 state championship, and we were fortunate enough to do the NorCal championship against Sarah. So these teams are familiar with themselves, great programs, and you look at Campolindo compared to all the teams that we've seen today, Ben, they don't pass the airport test. If you're going to walk through them in the airport, you probably wouldn't know them.
But don't be fooled.
No, but don't be fooled. Don't judge a book by its cover. I guess we were taught by our parents. They're quite a team. And they're led by the sophomore Aiden Mahaney, and then his brother Carter Mahaney, amongst others.
Yeah, Aiden Mahaney, as you mentioned, a sophomore, class of 2022. He's going to be one to watch. Number 20, 6'3". Big-time programs in the house tonight as far as scouts and coaches, and he's a guy who you might see at the next level. And then his older brother, don't sleep on Carter Mahaney, the senior.
And already committed to Northern Arizona.
So this should be a really good matchup. On the other side, you got Archbishop Mitty. Michael Mitchell, their point guard, junior, is committed to Pepperdine, number 1. He'll be one to watch. And then number 35, Nigel Burris, a 6'7" junior. He will also be playing most likely Division I college hoops, not yet committed.
Recruiting boost, athletic college placement service. The SportsTV Summer Basketball Camp. Go to NorCalSportsTV.com/camp to learn more and get your $100 discount off camp tuition.
All right, so we're just about set to go. It'll be Mitty in the white uniforms and Campo in the black. And the opening tip-off will go to the Cougars of Campolindo, moving right to left here in the opening quarter. Game number 6 officially underway at the NorCal Tip-Off Classic here on NorCal Sports TV. And the ball is deflected out of bounds.
Keys to victory for Campo. Win the rebounding battle, limit the turnovers, and contain the guards of Mitty.
And right off the bat, Aiden Mahaney gets in the scorebook with a nice little alley-oop play, but right back the other way comes Owen Brown to tie it up, the 6'3" senior for Mitty. Nicely done.
For Mitty, keys to victory, transition defense, win the rebounding battle, great shots, share the ball.
Nice save, but no Cougars in the area, and here comes Mitty looking to push. Open 3 for Mason Ryan, nothing but net, and a quick start for Mitty.
Did Coach Kennedy say share the ball? Because there's a great example.
I think he heard you. We're not that far away.
Well, he's the one that gave me the keys, so I listened and I wrote them down.
So he just told you the game plan.
Yes.
All right, well, it's a good thing we didn't share it with Campo. He has that trust in you that we're going to keep that to ourselves. And
a lot of coaches trust us, and it's great.
Another steal, and here comes Mitty the other way. That's Marcus Green who gets fouled, and he'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
You got to get back on defense. And there's the last possession for Mitty, sharing the basketball, great spacing. Both these teams very well coached. You got Mitty as the number 5 preseason team in the Bay Area, ranked number 24 by Cal High Sports. Campo, number 1 in the Bay Area by Bay Area News Group, and their Cal High Sports number 21 team.
So it should certainly be a really exciting matchup tonight as Green misses the free throws, and the ball deflected out of bounds, but it'll be off Campo, so another possession here for the Monarchs. And now a corner 3 from Green, and he drills it. 8-0 run for Mitty, and they lead it 8-2.
Good inbounds play, and the Cougars fell asleep, and then there's a steal in the backcourt.
Another turnover. Here comes Mitty, same spot, this time off the mark, and it bounces over the glass.
Wide open look for Mitty, so Coach Kennedy's not going to worry about that missed shot.
You see that inbounds play, and I think
wide open look.
Caught Campo a little bit not quite ready. You have the open look and knock it down. And now we're going to have a foul called. That's going to go against Green. So 8-2 Mitty early on here. 6:19 to play in the first quarter. Campo will inbound the ball from the side. And they get it to the elder Mahaney brother, Carter Mahaney, 6'3" senior. Kicks to the corner for a 3, and nothing but net. Nice shot. That was his brother. No, check that. That's Chase Bennett, the junior, knocking down the triple.
And it's a happy Bennett family getting the big win at home last night. St. Mary's beating Utah State.
That was a big win for the Gales and the West Coast Conference as the ball deflected out of bounds. It'll be a turnover for Mitty.
And although Carter Mahaney is a senior, they start underclassmen besides him. So a young team, but an experienced team, all that matters.
That's what happens when you go all the way to the D2 title last year. Ball comes right into the hands of Matt Raydell, and he puts it in, the sophomore forward. The other way, Owen Brown knocks down the triple.
Shooting threes with a lot of confidence, the Monarchs in white.
11-7 Monarchs with the early lead. Good pace here to this opening quarter, and we've certainly seen the offensive capabilities of these two clubs. And we'll have a foul in the post.
Riddell, a capable post player, seals his defender down low, and just in this little stint, seeing him do a lot of good things. Just a sophomore, had 13 versus Cardinal Newman in the foundation game, which is a scrimmage that they call a game but doesn't count, but yet they charge admission.
Well, he's the biggest player on Campo at 6'6", and as you mentioned earlier, just looking at Campo, they don't look like the most fierce team in the airport test, so to speak, but they got some athletes out there, and they play bigger than their size would indicate. They trail it by 4, post up, now they'll kick out. Emmanuel Callis down the lane, lay it up, lay it in with the right hand.
And they're patient. And an example was that last possession.
That was a nice possession. Now a 3 the other way. Who needs to be patient when you're drilling threes like that? Jake Ryan, knock it home.
I don't know if it's raining outside yet, but it's raining threes inside the event center here at Newark Memorial.
The Monarchs have certainly taken care of that in the early going. Now a 3 the other way, in and out from Callis. And here come the Monarchs looking to push. Crossover dribble right down the lane. Owen Brown, nicely done.
That is Ole defense and not a trademark of Campo's defense, and allowing the easy dribble penetration.
16-9, Mitty with the early lead. Jump shot in and out from Carter Mahaney, and rebounded by Mitchell. Another 3, how about it? That one an air ball from Brown. And we'll have a foul against Mitty.
And this is a Mitty team that had a potential 4-year varsity player return in Devin Sapp. He's now playing at First Love Christian Academy. Mitty doesn't blink. They rebuild, they reload, and that's what their program does. They don't have cry, woe is me. They just bring in the next player, and that's the thing I respect so much about Coach Kennedy and his staff.
Big block from Arish Bandal inside. And that'll start the break for Mitty. Mason Ryan, top of the key.
So we have our first Wilsonberger serve back in game 6.
Pull up 3 from Mahaney. In and out. And here comes Mitty. You can see the Monarchs like to push when they have the opportunity. They'll go inside. And Bandal puts it home.
So when you're successful at the three-point arc, like Mitty has been early in the game, it's going to open up your inside game. It's like the passing game, setting up the run game, and a very confident young man near the basket. And here is the first Wilsonberger serve back hot by Archbishop Mitty, and Bandal with the block shot. A Wilsonberger, if you just joined us, never watched NorCal Sports TV, Wilsonberger is a block shot, and it's never on anybody's menu. Back to you, Ben.
That sounds good at this point. 18-9, Mitty. Here's a 3 from Mitchell. And the rebound to Callis.
The Cougars' leading rebounder, Riddell, didn't get the rebound, but a great block out enables a teammate to get the stat, and Campo with the basketball.
Mahaney drives right. Little pull-up, mid-range jump shot is good. And a timeout taken by Campo. They trail 18-11 here in the first quarter.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
You thought I was playing? Huh.
All right, so 18-11, 2:15 to go here in the first quarter. Ben Ross alongside Chris Babcock.
Silicon Valley Sports, svsportsllc.com for more information. Practice timing created by coaches for coaches, practicetiming.com. And the Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation.
Game number 6 of 7 today at the NorCal Tip-Off Classic. And a nice move by Aiden Burke. Unable to finish, but Mitty retains possession. Mason Ryan rims out a 3. Rebound chased down by Callis, and he'll throw it off of a Mitty defender. Our final game tonight will be Dublin and Weston Ranch coming up after this one. Hope you've enjoyed it. 7 games today. Some of the best talent across the state. It's been fun.
12 of the top 40 preseason teams from Cal High Sports have played or will be playing today. Not a lot of showcases can say that.
And that's why we see some of the top programs here. Some coaches checking it out. College coaches.
Your Cal Bears.
The Cal Bears, of course.
Here earlier today. You got Utah was here. Nevada, Utah, Washington State, a lot of schools, and they're out here taking notice, and a lot of underclassmen talent. Some very talented seniors, of course, but a lot of underclassmen, and we have that in this game as well.
You'll see a lot of these guys at the next level, as we told you in this game, as the free throw no good from Carter Mahaney, but on the Mitty side, Michael Mitchell already has committed to Pepperdine. And Nigel Burris, another guy who we will likely see playing D1 college ball.
If you take a trip to Pepperdine, it's hard not to commit to that place.
Oh, believe me, I know. I grew up down there. It is a beautiful kid. You're literally right across the street from the beach. You're right there in Malibu.
Call it Pepperdine University. You can call it Paradise University, whatever you want. But I like what Lorenzo Romar is doing there. And a turnover for the Monarchs.
Steal by Cade Bennett. Nicely done. And down the lane comes Riddell to lay it in.
Awarded for running the court.
So Campo has crept back within 4, 18-14 as we come up on the final minute of this first quarter. Mitty started out very hot from the outside, knocking down a whole bunch of threes. They've cooled off a little bit since. Inside to Max Bondal, and it's knocked away, and that'll be a turnover.
Radell just playing tough defense, making it tough for that post-entry pass, and then steps on the baseline, and it's a turnover and a chance for Campo to creep just a little bit closer.
They trailed 18-9. They've scored the last 5 points. Carter Mahaney pull-up jumper is short and rebounded by Michael Mitchell. Here's Mitchell around a screen. Bondal inside, and he will draw the foul to shoot a pair.
I know he turned it over in the prior possession, but I like how he works for the basketball, catches, shows some athletic ability, clothesline going to the hoop, and it'll be a couple of free throws.
Bondal, the biggest player on the court tonight at 6'9". And the junior gets the friendly roll on the first free throw.
And he'll be subbed if he makes this free throw.
Which he does.
Does a good job off the bench for Coach Kennedy. Scores 4 points and contributes as the train is moving along.
Little full court pressure here for Mitty. Aiden Mahaney, nice behind the back dribble to get across the half court line. Now his brother in a little bit of trouble, and Carter Mahaney will throw it out of bounds. Good double team there, good trap.
Brown and Thomas sounds like a lawyer firm, but they're just playing good team defense right there, creating the pressure. And how many times do you see when a player pulls up into a corner?
That's exactly
and it's
right.
a turnover, because don't get caught in the trap.
5 seconds to play in the quarter, and now a turnover the other way as Mitchell's pass a little offline.
Mitchell wanted Green to cut to the basket. That's where he threw the ball. And as they continue to play together and the season grows longer, that will be a back cut and a layup.
3.2 seconds left. Emmanuel Callis kicks to the corner, but they won't get a shot up. As the buzzer sounds, ending the first quarter, Mitty leading Campo 20-14.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost. Uniforms. Go to straightsports.com for more. Fit Pro Go, most delicious shake ever. 20-14, end of one.
We move to the second quarter as Mitty leads Campo 20-14, and Mitty will have possession to begin the second quarter. They work it inside, trying to get it to Burris. Tipped away, but a foul called. I think they're going to get Callis.
Pretty nice as a coach when you can bring in a 6'9" guy off the bench, and then let's bring in a 6'7" guy on the bench, off the bench.
It does not hurt. And yeah, Mitty with the size advantage here today, and they lob it inside. Nigel Burris right on cue puts it home.
You can't just let him be all by his lonesome in the middle of the paint. He's a capable player, and he just showed why.
So they lead it 22-14, do the Monarchs. And some good defense. It'll stay on this end. Campo with the ball. So Burris at 6'7", Bundal at 6'9". They've also got Granberry at 6'5". And a nice take by Carter Mahaney to answer.
Averaged just over 13 points a game last year and nearly 4 assists. Burris with another rebound.
They'll put it back up, comes up short, and Mahaney skies for the defensive board for the Cougars. Mahaney pull up three of his own off the mark and saved by Burris. Here comes Mitty right down the floor. Owen Brown puts it home.
Looked like he might have been a little bit too far underneath the basket. Not for Brown. Knew right where he was and finished.
And right back the other way comes Callis. Nice left-handed finish. 24-18. Mitty on top, 6.5 to play here in the opening half. Michael Mitchell will try a three. Why not? Knocks it home. 27-18 and a timeout on the floor.
This broadcast of the NorCal Tip-Off Classic is brought to you in part by Recruiting Boost, Athletic College Placement Service, the NCS TV Summer Basketball Camp. Go to NorCalSportsTV.com/camp to learn more and get your $100 discount off camp tuition. Silicon Valley Sports, svsportsllc.com for more information. Practice timing created by coaches 4 coaches. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation. Straight Sports, custom uniforms. Go to straightsports.com for more. Fit Pro Go, most delicious shake ever. And American Asphalt, taking care of business for over 35 years in the Bay Area.
Well, early on here, we're seeing the offensive capabilities of Mitty, and that's something that Tim Kennedy was telling us about. It's a deep team. He likes their ability to knock down the outside shot. And, again, with that depth, you know, he can, as you said, when you can bring in a couple of guys 6'7" and 6'9" off the bench, that's not bad.
Well, what it does, Ben, and as Coach Kennedy said very well this week, it gives them another look. It gives their opponents something else they have to prepare for.
That shot is off the mark, and now Mitty an opportunity to extend the lead to double figures, but I think we're going to have a travel, and that's what they call.
And other officials might call this a reach-in, and our officials, Greg Austin, Dean Barbiero, and Tom Gilbert. Hope I pronounced those right.
So 27-18.
Should have probably let the Berkeley grad read it instead of the Chico State grad.
I let you do it for a reason. I put you in that bind. Foul called. It'll be a shooting foul, I believe.
Here's what they teach you at Cal Berkeley. Avoid traps in life.
Exactly. Put it on someone else.
At Chico State, just get after it and clean up those mistakes as you go.
It'll be a couple of free throws here for Cade Bennett, the 6-foot sophomore.
Had 10 versus Cardinal Newman in the foundation game earlier in the week. The Bennett brothers. And this is the reason why Randy Bennett, having an exceptional program and being supported by the community is important. But having his sons play basketball about 2.3 miles away from his campus, that's why he stays in Moraga.
That's right, as Cade hits 1 of 2 to make it 27-19. And, yeah, if you didn't know, Cade Bennett and Chase Bennett here on this Campo team, the sons of St. Mary's head coach Randy Bennett, who's done a tremendous job with that program. Nice turnaround jump shot, Nigel Burris, and it's a 10-point lead for Mitty.
Yeah, give other teams a different look and then some.
Here come the Cougars, or the Monarchs again. This time Ryan passes up the 3, drives to the lane, and the pass intercepted by Carter Mahaney.
I think when they watch the film on that last particular play, if Ryan doesn't put the ball on the floor and makes one more pass, they're going to have a wide open look. But when Coach Kennedy says share the ball, we have seen that in bunches today.
Good hustle there from both sides as it ends up as a held ball. Look at all the players on the floor. That's what coaches love to see, right?
Yeah, the one consistent thing today out of all these games has been the effort and the hustle. Every once in a while, we'll jog back on defense. But when the ball's on the floor or to take a charge and any of those things, all of the players have done a great job with that.
Callis, nice spin back to his right hand. And Callis continues his solid first half.
You got to stay close here. You don't want to get detached and turn this into a 12 or 14-point game. You got to stay close, keep trying to play some defense.
And a foul called. They're going to call a push-off on Mason Ryan off the miss from Burris. There's another look at that move by Callis, going back to the right hand.
4 dark jerseys in the paint, protecting the basket. Defensively, you've got to build off that if you're Campolindo.
Carter Mahaney into the front court. They'll work it now to Aiden Mahaney. And that shot won't count. We'll have a foul on the floor.
Trying to create his own spacing, and he's a very capable person with the basketball, and early offers from Arizona and USF. And again, just a sophomore. We were watching him play last year and then interviewing him after the game, and just a mature kid, puts in the effort. And I think the bond with his brother is very, very special, and it makes this team that much more connected. They play very well together.
He hits both free throws, and a nice little push here from Campo to get back within 6. Down the lane comes Owen Brown, can't finish. And Mahaney able to maintain possession. So Cougars a chance to get a little closer, and they do. Callis to the basket, lays it in, and we have a 4-point game.
That is called Olay defense, and the blue sea parted, and Campo took advantage. You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
You thought I was playing? Huh.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
29-25, Campo has got back into this basketball game with a lot of patience and stepping up defensively. And I think Mitty Ben has settled for some shots and moving the basketball via the dribble. We're early in the game. They're sharing the basketball via the pass and have had wide open looks.
Yeah, Campo's definitely stepped up the defensive intensity as they go with the full court pressure here for a moment. Michael Mitchell will dribble it into the front court for the Monarchs.
And we like to see how teams do off the timeout.
They work it inside to Bondal, a little short with the shot. And back come the Cougars. Mahaney, nice behind the back dribble. Rejected, but a foul. Nearly a clean block from Bondal, but he got him with the body.
Well, in the possession, he gets caught underneath the basket too low in bad positioning, and then Mahaney goes attack mode, fearless, draws the foul, and he'll get a couple of free throws. This was a double-digit game, and then all of a sudden, Campo's stop is right back into it.
Yeah, that's 7 unanswered points now for the Cougars to get within 3. And another free throw coming to Aiden Mahaney, talented sophomore guard. So definitely some brotherly love on this Cougars team, as we've talked about Carter Mahaney and Aiden Mahaney, who makes the second free throw, and then the Bennett boys with Chase and Cade. And it's a 2-point game. So credit to the Cougars. You said that was the key when they were down 10. This was going to be an important stretch to not let it get out of reach, and they've made a good charge. Let's see if Mitty can answer. Michael Mitchell, double teamed out top. Good ball movement, but even better defense as Riddell hustles to knock it out of bounds.
Nobody stationary on the defensive end for Campo, and Riddell getting his hand in the passing lane with the deflection.
Right back inside to Bondal. It's out of bounds, and it'll stay on this end. 5 on the shot clock.
When Campo gets into conference, Riddell will probably be bigger than most of the players he goes against. In their non-league games, he's going to have battles like this.
And a quick inbounds play, and Jake Ryan takes advantage.
And watch When we're talking about his good side of defense, they fall asleep and it's a layup.
Announcer's jinx.
Yes.
It's not just on free throws.
No, or field goals or all sorts of things.
Or anything. It works. Yeah. It's a very powerful force. 31-27. 2.5 minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Carter Mahaney looking for some space. Callis thought about the 3, and now his pass goes out of bounds. A little miscommunication for the Cougars.
So Mitty cutting off the driving lanes that time, and we'll try to push this to 6.
Nearly turned over. Mitchell able to get it back. Jake Ryan. And now Mitchell, a deep 3, rims out. And the rebound to Riddell. Nice spin by Mahaney. The no-look pass, but a little off target. And taken away by Mason Ryan. And now his pass just out of the reach of Marcus Green.
And Stephen Dyer, a Campo alum, was a swimmer at Oregon. And that's really where he gained his passion, his realization that he wanted to be a coach, and coming back to his high school to coach and to take his team to a state championship. It's got to be a very prideful situation in the community in Moraga.
Attacking the rim is Owen Brown, and he'll draw the foul. Good take by the 6'3" guard for Mitty. Good explosive first step there from Brown. And he's a senior. And he'll knock down the first free throw. 32-27. Well, this will be a big minute and a half because, kind of going back to your point, Chris, you know, Campo was able to get right back into this game. Mitty, we'll see if they can stretch it back out. And, of course, if you're Campo, you're thinking the other way. You'd like this to be maybe a tie game or just a 2-point deficit at halftime.
Does it go to an 8-point lead or a 4-point lead? See how this finishes.
Right now it's a 5-point advantage for Mitty. Campo trying to cut in. Here's Riddell, where Callis checked that. Trying to go baseline, now in a little trouble.
And Mason Ryan is in denial, meaning denying Mahaney the basketball, and then they switch.
Aiden Mahaney puts up the 3, and that is a shooter's touch.
So Ryan goes off him, and then Mahaney takes advantage.
Cougars back within 2.
Near turnover.
Good look to the corner. James Thomas drives the lane, lays it up with the left hand.
Good spreading of the court for the Monarchs. And Thomas takes advantage.
Mitty up 34-30. About a 3-second differential here between the shot clock and game clock. So the Cougars will slow it down and try and play for 1. Double team out top. Mahaney fakes the 3, gets to the basket and lays it in.
I like that. Don't play for the last shot. If an opportunity comes, take advantage of it.
And we're going to have an offensive foul against Mitty. So wipe the 3 off. And now the Cougars with one more chance.
And leave it up to a coach's son to take a charge in that situation. And I can say that because I'm a coach's son, and I'm sitting next to a coach's son. So those are smart players. That's a smart move. He sees the situation, gets his feet planted firmly on the hardwood, and takes the charge.
Carter Mahaney didn't quite get it off. And it's 34-32 Mitty at the half. So an exciting first half here. Mitty will go to the locker room with a 2-point lead.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost. Trying to
Practice Timing is created by coaches for coaches. Practice Timing helps you create, store, and time your practices. Practices are timed on coaches' phones, in our app with push notifications to remind coaches of transitions with notes and messaging. The user interface is easy to use with a drag and drop feature, copies practices, stores all previous activities and practices. Never use paper or any other expensive, bulky, hard to see timers again. Check out Practice Timing.
Check out practicetiming.com or email us at info@practicetiming.com for further details.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
thought I was playing? Huh.
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at 707-427-2800, 707-427-2800. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation.
Family is one of the most important things in this life.
And every family deserves to be happy in a home, just like we are in our home.
A house is just walls, but a home is everything and all the life that's lived in between.
I was playing? Huh.
Practice timing is created by coaches for coaches. Practice timing helps you create, store, and time your practices. Practices are timed on coaches' phones, in our app with push notifications to remind coaches of transitions with notes and messaging. The user interface is easy to use with a drag and drop feature, copies practices, stores all previous activities and practices. Never use paper or any other expensive, bulky, hard to see timers again. Check out practice timing.
Check out practicetiming.com or email us at info@practicetiming.com for further details.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
We're at halftime as Archbishop Mitty leads Campo 34-32. And I am surrounded by the I family. To my left is Dion, our director, and his brother, one of his brothers, is Devin I, new head coach at San Jose City College. And Devin, welcome back to the Bay Area.
Appreciate it. It's lovely to be back.
So what are your thoughts on this NorCal Tip-Off Classic? Have you come to this event before?
You know, I have. When I was an assistant at Cal State East Bay and an assistant at Chabot College, I used to come and recruit these events. And it's been a few years since I've been in Southern California, but now that I'm back in the Bay Area, it's definitely going to be a regular place for me to come. And it's been a heck of an event. A lot of talent, a lot of great coaching. Yeah, it's been awesome.
You got to show up in these events. You got to be seen and develop and sell your brand. That's so important.
Mm-hmm.
And what are some of the things you're looking to do in the short term at San Jose City College, and then we'll get you on the long term after?
You know, I think just like you hit it, getting out, letting people know that, you know, that I'm the new coach there, because the legend is no longer there. Coach Percy Carr, who was there for decades, over 40 years, and set records.
And his coaching tree is big and all over the Bay Area and the state, JUCO and four-year ranks as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know, just trying to get out there, let them know that I'm now the head coach at San Jose City College, and you know, hopefully people will know and see that it's in good hands, and letting them know what I can do for the young man himself, or if I'm speaking to a mother or a father, you know, what I can do to help their son better themselves, go to school and get an education and play basketball and hopefully get their education paid for.
And that's so important, and I think it's good to see the coaches out here, and it makes these showcases what they are. And I think it's important attitude that you have. Get out in the community is the first step. That doesn't take any ability. It just takes work and effort, correct?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. I know I haven't seen many JC guys here, so I'm happy to kind of be here and sit in the front row.
You know who's always here is City College of San Francisco, in one way or the other. And Adam and Justin might be watching at home, but they have another assistant here. But that's why they're successful. They're getting out here, and it's good to see you, and it's good to see you back in the Bay Area.
Yep.
And we appreciate you stopping by. Devin I,
problem.
The new coach at San Jose City College, and
Jaguars.
And we won't tease you about College of the Redwoods, my alma mater. So we're here to start the second half as Mitty with the basketball. 34-32. The Monarchs with the ball. And they get the long rebound, and then Mahaney with the steal.
just off the mark, but Mahaney will get it back. Look at the no-look feed and the finish from Riddell. That was nice from Aiden Mahaney, and we're all tied at 34.
So there was a point, Ben, where it was about a 12-point game, and you said you can't let this one get away, and ever since, Campo's been playing some good basketball.
Here they come again, a chance to take their first lead in a while.
And people go, what's so great about Campo? They just know when to hold them and know when to fold them. That time didn't have the numbers, held up and set up the offense, and in working the basketball. They play so well as a team.
And they get the offensive rebound there as well. Mahaney. A little spin and jumper in the lane is too strong. Another offensive rebound. Riddell puts it in.
4 Monarchs there, but no one blocked out. And Riddell with the putback.
36-34. I believe this is Campo's first lead since 2-0. And a deep three and an answer for Owen Brown. Puts Mitty right back on top.
Should I say Brown from downtown?
What can Brown do for you? Another three on the way, this one off the mark. And now here comes Mason Ryan for the Monarchs. Hands it off to Michael Mitchell. Nice feed inside, but Green couldn't finish. Rebound out of bounds, and it'll be Campo basketball.
Communicating with Coach Kennedy this week, Michael Mitchell sets the tone with the way he pushes the ball in transition, but we have multiple guards who can push it. And I think you got a lot of quality ball handlers in Mitty mixed in with some bench players with size, gives them different options.
Another turnover for the Cougars. Good outlet pass from Green, and Brown gets fouled going to the basket.
Brown runs the court and beats Campolindo down the floor, and it's a foul, and it's a couple of free throws for the senior Owen Brown.
Knocks home the first, and that'll make it 38-36 in favor of Mitty. And he makes them both.
And we're still putting together our schedule, but I guarantee you we'll have Mitty at Bellarmine once again for the, I believe it's to be the 4th straight year.
Nearly a turnover, but a foul called. And it'll be Campo's basketball out of bounds.
Tim Kennedy's not a yeller or a screamer. Didn't really like the call. His term, you go next play.
Into the front court for the Cougars. Riddell backing down.
That's
nice
a pretty
spin move and one.
Fundamental basketball. The head fake. This is where it's okay to lie. Young ones at home.
Here's another look.
Head fake and the spin and the finish.
That's really nicely done. And keep in mind, he's only a sophomore. That's cagey play for a youngster.
And as many games as they played last year, 34, getting better and older by the game.
There's some nice passing from the Monarchs, and Jake Ryan with the finish. Mitty up 3.
And doing things via the pass versus the dribble. Probably one of the things that Coach Kennedy talked about at halftime.
Aiden Mahaney, too strong from downtown. And here come the Monarchs looking to run. Brown, good dish to the corner. Marcus Green, short, but an offensive rebound by Ryan. Here's another try. Mason Ryan, no good. And Campo will try and slow it.
But great looks. Didn't cash in, but great looks and sharing the basketball.
Shot comes up short from Mahaney. And down the lane, Marcus Green. Ball on the floor, held ball. And let's see which way the possession arrow goes. It should be Campo ball.
You're not going to wipe up that sweat with your feet. Get the towel out there.
It will be Campolindo basketball off the held ball. Couple of substitutions here. As checking back into the game for Mitty is James Thomas.
And not everybody plays for Mitty in the game, but he gets a lot of players involved, and that's how you keep the kids fresh, everybody contributing, great practices, and everybody getting better. And it isn't just playing because it's a gift. They play it because they earn the PT.
Exactly, and that type of depth certainly helps late in the game. A carry called on Michael Mitchell, so it'll be Campo basketball.
And that's about as excited towards an official that you'll see Coach Kennedy get.
You don't see the carry called that much anymore. And now Carter Mahaney walks it into the front court for the Cougars. Riddell.
Tried a little high-low, wasn't there. Kicks the ball back out and reset the offense.
And now Mahaney going to work. The elder Mahaney, Carter. Top of the key. Three-pointer on the way, short. That was Cole Curtis. And now here come the Monarchs. Open look for Owen Brown. That's off the mark. So Mitty came out on fire from downtown. They've cooled off a bit since then. And Mahaney, good spin move, but he couldn't finish. But Campo will get another possession. And they'll slow things down.
Coach Dyer calling a play, looking for great floor spacing and a quality possession out of his team.
Here's Riddell. Looked like he slipped a little bit, and the shot wouldn't fall. And the rebound pulled down by Nigel Burris, and we'll get a timeout called by Mitty. 41-38, Mitty in the lead with 2:45 to play here in the third quarter.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
You thought I was playing? Huh.
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who's one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at 707-427-2800. 707-427-2800. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation.
We were just saying it was a family affair with Campolindo. Yeah, they're a close-knit group, but you got the Bennett brothers, the Mahaney brothers, and then a coaching staff of the Dyer brothers.
That's right, Stephen Dyer, the head coach, Chris, an assistant, along with Drew McDonald and Kevin Hines. So a lot of brothers involved in this game. Mitty with a 3-point lead late here in the third quarter. The NorCal Tip-Off Classic from Newark Memorial High School. 10 on the shot clock. Nigel Burris takes the long two and knocks it down. That's one of those shots where you say no.
Yes. Yep.
Exactly.
Jinx. Nice. You owe me a Coke that
All
I
right.
don't drink anymore.
I'll get you a Coke after this game. And foul here called against Mitty. They'll say it was on the floor.
I don't know what game it was, but there was, I believe it was a Windward game where the young man was outside and then he nails the three. And it was another no. Yes.
Well, Burris certainly showing his range. He's got a nice stroke, 6'7". And again, he's only a junior. So he'll continue to put on some strength and improve, and we'll have a foul called. That's Aiden Mahaney going to the basket. He'll shoot a pair. I think the foul was on Mason Ryan.
It'll be the 15th foul, I believe, on the Monarchs.
You are correct. 5 team fouls against the Monarchs, just 1 against Campo as the first free throw is good. Aiden Mahaney, you can see that nice stroke as he's looked very good, natural shooter at the line. I got afraid I was going to jinx him for a minute.
Seen some of the top sophomores in California play today. Andrews and Wright of Windward, and then Carter Mahaney. So this showcase is the reason why we couldn't wait to get here today. If there would have been a CHP on 680, I probably would have got 6 tickets. I couldn't get here fast enough.
Here comes Burris. Poked away. Now Mitchell for Brown. Back inside to Burris. Mitchell tries the 3 and hits the 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 passes. Easy 3. Cashes in for the Monarchs.
Fantastic ball movement, and now Mitty has pushed the lead back to 6. Callis tries to answer. Can't do it. And Burris chases down the rebounds. Mitty going on a little bit of a run. Owen Brown, pull-up jump shot. Rims out. Big possession here for Campo.
Stay connected.
Nice move by Mahaney, but he can't finish. And Burris, another rebound. Mahaney the steal. He'll try a 3. In and out. But the offensive rebound and a goaltend will be called. Mitchell, boy, he got up high, and a great effort, but goaltending.
The Monarchs turned out to be spectators on this play. A lot of guys standing around and watching while Campolindo's underneath the basket. So those are one of the things when the Monarchs will break down the film. Coach Kennedy's going to ask, why are we not hustling back? He's not going to yell at him, but he'll make a point. You got to protect the basket at all times.
46-42. Mitty with a 4-point lead and the ball. And coming up on 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. Nice pass by Mitchell. Another nice pass outside. 3 ball on the way from Ryan. No good.
But Coach Kennedy will live with that possession because multiple players touched the basketball and they had a great look at the basket.
Shot clock now turned off with 20 seconds to play in the third quarter. Cougars will try to hold for the final shot here, trailing by 4. Carter Mahaney being guarded by James Thomas. 3-pointer from the corner is no good. Still time as Mitchell tries to get up a 3. That'll count if it goes, but it's short. Good defense there. And Mitty will take a 4-point lead into the fourth quarter.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost. Practice timing, created by coaches for coaches. PracticeTiming.com. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation. And Straight Sports, custom uniforms, go to straightsports.com. During the break, we were talking, Ben, and one of the things that Mitty's showing, they're in a little bit better condition. Not so much that. They're just playing more, guys. So Mahaney, his shot's been a little short. Campo's bench isn't as deep as Mitty's bench, and in the opening game, that's a result.
Yeah, Mitty, really good depth. We're seeing a lot of it tonight as we are now into the fourth quarter. Mitty with the first possession. Marcus Green off the mark from beyond the arc. And now here comes Campo trying to cut into this 4-point lead. Down the lane goes Callis. Too strong off the window. Mitchell looking to push. Hesitation move. Can't quite finish. And that was out of bounds. It'll stay on this end.
Hustle takes no ability, but Callis misses on the offensive end and sprints down to the other end and didn't get the loose ball, but he at least forced the inbound where it could have been an easy make.
Mitchell's inbound pass to Ryan draws a foul. That will go against Callis. Third team foul for Campo here in the second half. 4 against Mitty. And a three-pointer put in by Mason Ryan. Nice shot by the senior. Makes it 49-42 in favor of the Monarchs.
Golden possession time for the Cougars.
Callis got to the rim and draws the foul.
And he'll get a couple of free throws. But we'd mentioned you want to stay connected and give yourself a chance at the end. And a very capable shooter in Mason Ryan. So Campo took the lead 36-34 with 6:23 left in the third quarter since Mitty has cleaned things up and has pushed the lead. Was 7, now it is 6.
It's been a game of runs, but, really good responses by both teams. We saw Mitty get out to that hot start. They pushed the lead to double digits as the second free throw is no good. But then Campo responded.
Yeah, and when you see shots falling short here in the fourth quarter, guys are fatigued.
So it's a 6-point lead for the Monarchs. Mitchell over to Burris. He'll try a three-pointer off the mark and a good offensive rebound. That was Jake Ryan drawing the foul. The loose ball foul will keep it with Mitty. And that'll be another foul against Callis. Nope, check that. Cade Bennett gets that foul. Quick inbounds pass to Burris. We've seen Mitty have success with those quick inbounds plays as Mitchell is off the mark from three-point range. And now a foul going against Mitty.
So not a clean possession, and then you compound it with the foul. And it's another team foul, and they're one foul away of putting Campo in the bonus for the rest of the game.
Campo down by 6, 6:20 to play here in the fourth quarter. Mahaney, pull-up jumper is good. Carter Mahaney, nicely done to cut the lead to 4.
Went up with a lot of confidence, finished strong. Mid-range jumper.
Back the other way comes Green, and he can't get it to go, but he will draw a foul and head to the line for a pair.
Call on Cade Bennett. In the official's opinion, didn't get set, and here's the mid-range shot that's so often forgot about in basketball at all levels.
Marcus Green short with that first free throw. So free throws will likely play a major role down the stretch here, Chris. As you said, 16 fouls for Mitty, 5 now for Campo, which means both teams on the brink of the bonus. And we might see a lot of work at the charity stripe both ways. 1 out of 2 for Marcus Green, 50-45. Monarchs on top. They'll go high post to Callis. His pass is deflected. Does get to Chase Bennett. Bennett nearly intercepted, but spinning away was his brother Cade Bennett. Deep three from Mahaney. Off the mark. Mahaney gets it back, and he'll draw a foul And 2 free throws.
He's a little frustrated, but doesn't stop playing the game. Misses the 3, was off the mark, continued and went next play and draws the foul and get a couple of free throws.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make that basket when he got fouled, and now he misses the first free throw. So Aiden Mahaney, the 6'3 sophomore, talented young player. And he'll convert 1 out of 2 from the line, 50-46.
And credit Mitty for playing some good defense against him today.
Ball was bobbled inside momentarily by Ryan.
Good decision by Mitty. Got a little crazy there, reset the offense, and run a play. Give yourself an opportunity here to build on this lead.
And always a good idea to get it to your junior point guard, Michael Mitchell. He'll work it inside to Green. Loose ball, still on the floor, and Mitty comes away with it, and a timeout taken with 4 on the shot clock. So Tim Kennedy calls for time. It'll still be Monarchs ball. They lead it 50-46, 5:04 to play here in the fourth quarter.
You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
Yeah, you probably got it memorized by now.
Practice timing, created by coaches, for coaches. PracticeTiming.com. And right now I'm going to throw a little love at my partner in crime, Dion I remember him texting me and said, we got the rights for this, and him just putting the wheels and the effort and work. And not only that, we have this showcase here, and we've got another 7 games going up in Sacramento. 14 games today on NorCal Sports TV.
And a big 3 by Marcus Grain to push the lead to 7.
A well-used timeout. Will you trade a timeout for 3 points? Anytime.
Especially when you remember they only had 4 on the shot clock. So nicely done by Tim Kennedy, the head coach for Mitty. And now good pressure defense as Campo trying to cut into a 7-point lead. Aiden Mahaney's 3 off the mark. Monarchs looking to push. Owen Brown will earn a trip to the free throw line.
I love how Brown plays a little defense and then gets the opportunity and immediately turns into an offensive player. In attack mode, goes right to the basket.
And a nice outlet pass from Michael Mitchell as well to see him darting down towards the hoop. Brown, the 6'3 senior guard, will get 2 free throws, makes the first. And so Mitty has pushed this lead back out to 8, 54-46, with 4.5 minutes to play. Don't forget, we've still got one more game to go here at the NorCal Tip-Off Classic. Coming up when we're done, Dublin against Weston Ranch. Should be another good matchup to conclude this day of 7 games. 1 out of 2 at the line for Brown. 8-point lead for Mitty. Riddell going right down the lane. Tip back out across half court, and that will be an over and back. I think Campo was hoping to get a ruling that that ball was deflected by Mitty, but that is not the ruling.
And I like what Coach Dyer had to say this week. This group will be challenged differently than the groups of the last couple of years because of the high expectations we have this year. And I think it well said, and it's really motivated Mitty tonight.
And that is a huge three from Brown. The lead back to double figures. 57-46, 4 minutes to go. Mitty in control. Campo trying to give it one final push.
His energy, Brown's energy in this last couple of minutes has stretched this lead for Mitty.
How about Aiden Mahaney with the answer? Thought he might be a little tired early on. He certainly had his energy on that move, and it's a single-digit game.
Got to get a stop, put together stops if you're Campolindo, and score offensively. Easier said than done. It's one stop at a time.
There's one stop as Brown misses the three. Campo trying to push. Nice feed from Callis. And the lay-in by Chase Bennett.
They're not going anywhere.
Just like that, it's a 7-point game again. Still 3:10 to go. Now Campo looking for another stop. Green works it high post to Ryan. Ryan using a little clock. Here's Brown with 10 on the shot clock. Open look for Jake Ryan. And the rebound is being battled for. Did they get a timeout? Yes, they did. Campo will have possession as they call the timeout. Good play there by Chase Bennett.
The last two possessions have been settling for long threes. You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost. Yeah, but settling for those threes, you're falling right into the hands.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
You thought I was playing? Huh.
Back at Newark Memorial High School, game number 6 of the 13th annual NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV. Ben Ross and Chris Babcock. Mitty trying to hold on. They lead Campo by 7. Right down the lane goes Mahaney, but couldn't finish that time. And here come the Monarchs. Ryan fakes the three, drives the lane, and gets to the free throw line.
So instead of settling for the three like they did in the last two possessions, Mitty puts the ball on the floor, and Mason Ryan draws the foul, and he'll get a couple of free throws.
17 fouls for each side here with 2:25 to play. And the first one is no good from Ryan. So Campo trailed by 11 moments ago. They scored 4 quick points to get it back to 7, and those are a couple of big misses. That opens the door once again for the Cougars.
They're only big misses if Campo scores.
Mahaney looking for some space. Now here's Emmanuel Callis. And we'll have a whistle and a foul away from the ball. This will be a 1-and-1 for the Cougars.
Marcus Green called for the foul away from the ball. It stops the clock and puts Campolindo at the free throw line, which enables them, if they make the free throw or free throws, to set up their defense.
So some big free throws now for Matt Riddell, the sophomore forward. And that's in and out. And the rebound to Mitty. So both teams have missed some free throws here down the stretch. Mitchell to Burris. Burris spins his way to the rim, but well defended. And here comes Campo.
Campo's got the stops. They just haven't put the ball in the basket here in this last 3 minutes.
Here's a guy who can certainly put the ball in the basket. Aiden Mahaney instead with the nice dish to Riddell.
Good ball movement, and Riddell moving without the ball.
And it's a 5-point game with 90 seconds to play. Mitchell will slow things down for Mitty. They've led just about the entire way, but Campo has not gone anywhere. And some nice defense by Callis to knock it out of bounds.
15 on the shot clock.
Couple of substitutions for the Monarchs. It'll be Marcus Green inbounding from the side. And Campo just looking for one more stop here to really give themselves a chance. And now the officials discussing something, maybe looking at the clock. We've got 1:14 to go, according to the scoreboard here. And now they add 2 seconds to make it 1:16. Hey, every second counts.
We'll see.
So 15. Now they put 17 on the shot clock. And Green will inbound. He gets it to Mitchell. Ball deflected away from Ryan. And here comes Mahaney to the basket. Lays it up and in. And it's a 3-point game. Aiden Mahaney, fearless. As we're into the final minute. Mitty needs a basket here. Owen Brown gets into the paint. His pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay on this end.
Riddell just couldn't quite possess this basketball. And this is the last steal and layup for Campo.
And we'll have a timeout called by Mitty with 45.7 seconds to go. The Monarchs leading 57-54.
This broadcast of the NorCal Tip-Off Classic is brought to you in part by Recruiting Boost, Athletic College Placement Service. The NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp. Go to NorCalSportsTV.com/camp to learn more and get your $100 discount off camp tuition. Silicon Valley Sports, SVSportsLLC.com for more information. Practice Timing, created by coaches for coaches. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation. Straight Sports Custom Uniforms. Go to straightsports.com for more. Fit Pro Go, the most delicious shake ever. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 35 years.
Well, this has been a really entertaining game. Mitty with a 3-point lead and the ball. Chris, take me inside that huddle. What is head coach Tim Kennedy saying to his players?
Let's spread the court. Let's share the basketball and a lot of the keys of coming into this game. And when you do that, you're going to give yourself a better chance and not be in desperation mode. You've got 17 seconds. Doesn't mean you have to work it all the way down to 17 seconds, but have the goal of getting a quality shot.
And they work it inbounds right underneath. Mason Ryan got free and puts it home.
Just like Coach Kennedy drew it up in the huddle.
A 5-point lead now for the Monarchs. Cougars have to go quick. Riddell inside. Here's a jumper from Mahaney, and he's fouled. Carter Mahaney will go to the line for 2.
Not smart by Mitchell of committing the foul, but here's the inbound. And who made this? Who had the good screen? Nigel Burris. So you don't just score to contribute to your team. That's a small little facet, but might be the play that clinches the win for the Monarchs.
And that's exactly the type of play coaches will talk about when they say things like, a guy's impact doesn't always show up in the box score. That you will not see on the stat sheet, but as you said, Chris, a great screen, and that creates the layup. So they're cleaning up a wet spot on the floor. It'll be 2 free throws coming to Carter Mahaney, the elder Mahaney, senior, 6'3", and a 5-point deficit for Campo. First one, no problem.
A Campo, based off a made free throw here, will press and try to get an early steal. If they don't, they're going to commit a foul and force Mitty to make free throws.
1 out of 2 for Mahaney. Rebound, and it's thrown away. I don't think that was deflected, and it'll be Campo basketball.
Had all the time in the world, but his clock was a little sped up.
So 23.7 seconds left. Campo down 4. And now you figure you got to get a quick bucket. Doesn't matter 2 or 3.
And I think Coach Kennedy, he'll say when they watch film, you've already got the ball, just square to your basket and have patience.
Here's Aiden Mahaney. He'll try a 3. Too strong. Offensive rebound to Cade Bennett. 12 seconds to go. Got to go quick. Mahaney another 3. That's good. And a timeout called. I think they'll put a little bit of time back. Right now it says 6 seconds. Looked to me like it went through with 7. But either way, it's a 1-point game.
And you got to tell your shooters to keep shooting, and Mahaney's not going to lose his confidence. Sure, it hasn't been his best game, but keep shooting. Eventually, they'll fall.
So Aiden Mahaney having a big fourth quarter, and he has brought Campo within 1. We'll see if they do adjust the clock. Either way, 6 seconds left as of right now, and now, Chris, you probably don't have time to try for the steal. You just got to foul right away.
Deny, foul. As soon as that ball's inbound, you got to foul. And because if you foul before it's inbound, a lot of times they could call you for the intentional foul. But you have to make sure, if you're Mitty, is that the right players touch the basketball. Your best free throw shooters touch the basketball. Because if you get in the hands of a player that's not capable of making a free throw, you're putting a teammate in a position not to succeed. So it's one of those things. Consider the audience, i.e. who you are passing the basketball to.
They did put 0.4 back on the clock, so officially 6.4 remaining.
Before that, so I mean, when you said every second counts.
You're right. I wasn't kidding.
Johnny Carson Karnak right there. Google it.
Mitty trying to get the ball in bounds. They do, and they get it to Owen Brown, who was fouled immediately.
Probably one of the best players to get the inbound to.
So Owen Brown, the senior, will go to the line. 5.2 seconds left on the clock. Even if he were to make both, it's still a one-possession game.
So have a plan. It starts with getting position at the free throw line, blocking out. And if it makes both, so be it. But you got to block out. That's the most important thing.
And this is a 1-and-1.
I was jumping the gun.
So let's see. The front end is good. Brown showing no fear, no pressure there. Just steps up and nothing but net.
And then if you're Mitty, if you make this free throw, you want to play good defense, but you don't want to foul.
Second free throw, no good. An offensive rebound and a foul. Mason Ryan will go to the line.
We just said that. You got to block out. And when you don't, and you just fall asleep for just that brief second, it goes for an opportunity to possibly get the possession and maybe tie the game to allow Mitty to shoot more free throws.
So a huge offensive rebound for Ryan. Game's still not over. Another 1-and-1. He's got to hit both if he wants to put it completely out of reach.
3.2 seconds left. And then the officials noticing a wet spot on the floor and dry it up. I like that because you'd hate to see something happen where they don't dry it up, the wet spot, somebody slips into the game, and it's not a clean finish. So the officials working together, and we are big supporters. Some of our biggest supporters are our officials because they like to watch the game. They just don't show up and drive here. They prepare and going into these, and they reflect on games they've done and calls they made, and they're trying to improve like the players and the coaches.
Front end is missed, and a quick timeout taken by Campo. 2.3 seconds on the clock, and the Cougars will have a chance. Down by 2. We'll see if they add any more time to the clock, but right now 2.3. We'll see what Coach Dyer can draw up.
And probably the 4th day of practice. Coach Dyer, they're probably in this situation. You're down 2, less than 3 seconds left. What are we going to do? They'll have their strategy, and they're going to try to execute that plan. If you're Mitty, play vertical and play your defense, but don't foul. Don't foul and give Campo an opportunity to tie the game.
And you know that's what Coach Tim Kennedy is saying. Up only 2, you cannot foul. They do add a little time, so 2.9 seconds officially.
And you just did the demonstration. Hands vertical, straight up in the air. That's how you're going to play D. They're going to guard the ball. They can't run the baseline, and the long arm Burris will guard the ball inbounder.
It'll be Callis inbounding with 2.9 seconds to go. They get it to Carter Mahaney from half court for the win. No good. And Mitty survives 60-58. What a game.
Great basketball game, and both these teams are going to go deep into the season and deep in the playoffs. Tough loss for Campolindo, but they hung in there, played tough, and didn't quite get the victory. You're watching the 2019 NorCal Tip-Off Classic on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Recruiting Boost.
Finding athletic college scholarships can be an overwhelming task for athletes. It's essential to utilize experts and former college coaches who know the ins and outs of college recruiting. At Recruiting Boost, we help prospective student athletes navigate the recruiting process from start to finish, ultimately helping them earn scholarship opportunities. We don't rely on cold emails or large databases. Instead, we have direct contact with college coaches through calls, texts, and social media. Contact us today.
Great job, man.
So Owen Brown is our Recruiting Boost player of the game, and shortly Ariana Dizon will have an interview with Owen Brown, the 6'3 senior, as Archbishop Mitty with the 60-58 victory over Campolindo. And we'll go down to the floor with Rihanna Dizon.
Great game. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, I'm here with the Recruiting Boost player of the game, Owen Brown from Archbishop Mitty. Owen, solid performance by you, 20 points. How would you assess your performance tonight? Are you pleased?
I'm pleased for now. You know, we got a long way to go. It's just our first game, but solid first performance for sure.
And like you said, you have a long way to go. What more can we expect from Archbishop Mitty this season?
Well, we're hoping for an Open Division State Championship. That's our number one goal. We're just going to keep working towards that, and that's our main goal for this season, for sure.
And lastly, what are some specific goals that you have for the rest of the season?
Win CCS, win WCal, win state, all of them. And we got some tournaments in the preseason. Hope to win all those as well. That's the main thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Owen. Back to you, Chris.
Well, somebody's got a plan.
Good goals.
Yeah, good goals. From Newark Memorial High School, where Mitty beat Campolindo 60-58 to win this NorCal tip-off matchup. You've been watching NorCal Sports TV. Thanks to our crew, Jason Green, Jason Brown, Ryan Castaneda, Sean Wilkerson, Rihanna Dizon, Ben Ross, my broadcast partner, and our director, Dion I. I'm Chris Babcock here in Newark. Good night, and thanks for being on the show. Game